Blessings, hey, welcome to Life Space. Thank y'all for the likes, love, shares, and yo, the comments. Even when they come in from the insecure spots, I appreciate y'all. Yo, this is all about what is the message today? The art of detachment, practicing such, because hmm, it's the only way to keep yourself, you know, where you're not weighed down by other people's issues, they burdens, they stress, problems that ain't yours, just because that's your mama, that's your daddy, that's your uncle, your best friend. Some problems really ain't yours. Some people cause their own shit, and sometimes they just need to add you to the shit that they're dealing with. Whereas when you get into it becomes your problem. Or your name just got added into some shit that you know what? You wish you never got into it. Because some people really do, use your love, loyalty, and trust against you, yo. Family and friends. It's the most shocking of things, though. But it happens. It makes people feel better, because of the fact uh, that everybody is just like, well, that whoever they circle with think the same way, right? It's like some people just want a crew of people where they do. It's like everybody does. But at the same time, yeah, let me get this done real quick. It's like some people just want a group of, you know, shit. We all do. We all want the same like-minded individuals, right? We all want the same energy as the energy that we're walking in. But there are some people that truly, in a way where it's, you know, who they are on the inside. And then we all got our different groups and shit like that where you would want to be in or not participate in because it's just not your type of thing, right? But see, some people will add you to it as if you are participating in some shit because it benefits them to have you connected to them in that sort of way, right? But there's also some that, do that in a way where it'll set you up, where it'll set you back in a lot of ways, right? All because some people feel as though that is the way for them to get their way by manipulating you in every way by using your trust, loyalty, and respect for them, right? It's like it's weird how some people be making you an accessory to their crime all because of your trust to them and your loyalty, and your respect. It's like motherfuckers will have you tied up in some shit that, at the end of the day, you wish you would have never done. But that's family and that's some friends that, don't give a fuck about you per se, just as long as they are cushioned by saying that you was involved, you was there, they know you, or they was by you. The art of detachment is just that, yo. Everything that really was just attached to you for the benefits of you, for what it is that you can provide, whether that be your energy, your time, your finances, whereas your resources, what you can actually do for them, whereas they only come to you for what it is that you can do for them. Because half the time you can't really rely on them to do anything for you. It's the ones that really do have the hands out, the ones that you gotta give them, you know. It seems like you gotta give them money for the time. You gotta give them money for your energy. You gotta give them money for them to look good for you type of shit. It's the ones that, yo, these are the type of motherfuckers that will seriously wait. They'll buy their time. The ones that put a price on your head, the ones that will wait for the elderly to pass away because they know they're the beneficiary. That type of energy. The ones that just Ooh, the ones that ain't got no substance. The ones that are just grounded in the materialism of the world where the image matters more than the depth of who they are, you know? The ones that, yo, I made a video about it. The ones that made a video, the ones that already buried it, yo. The ones that already dug the hole and was hoping that you fall in so they could bury you type of shit, right? It's like the ones that, basically didn't want you around and they made sure that you felt it, right? So they buried you already. They already, celebrated. They already had the weight. They already ate and shit. And memorialized, you in a way where they talked about the memories of you and shit. So those are the people that ain't even in your present, right? But it's just like some people will really just, I don't even know how to say because I'm not this type of person. It's like the ones that need for you to just, damn, dislike yourself the way that they dislike you. And they'll spend years, yo. I mean, years. They don't make it a career just so that they can always talk about you in a way that is taking a piece of your energy, right? Because the more that they talk, it's like the same tired ass energy, yo. Damn. It's actually, you can't actually make a business off of this tired energy. So it's understandable that they do all the same shit. But are they actually making a living off of it? That's the thing. Because of them actually trying to destroy you per se, they gotta actually name you. But those are the ones that, damn, I wrote this card the other day. The ones that really put you in rooms way before you walk into those rooms, hoping that all that's in that room will turn their back on you. But those are the ones that stand behind the ego, the arrogance, and the pride that believe that what they say is going to happen too. Whereas some people have discernment, some people already have that spirit of discernment where they're not going to really rely on a person's word. They're going to do their research. So all you need is one or two in the crew or in the crowd where I'm not really going to sit there and talk some bullshit about you. 'Cause some people don't always listen to the tones that some people say. It's like it's the craziest of shit, but man, it's all because you don't hear shit, and they hoping that you slip on some shit and fall in that hole that they still in, because they buried you, but inadvertently buried themselves in the bullshit that they try to make for you or try to create for you or try to cover you with. You know, it's manipulation, really. Motherfuckers really spend years manipulating folks into believing that you are the actual villain in their story, whereas the story that you have for you, there's a reason why they're not around you. There's a reason why they're not in your presence. There's a reason why they're not even in your vicinity, because they never even knew you. Therefore, for you to walk away, hmm, you protecting you and the safety of you, because those that actually hide behind the mask will try to make it seem like you hide behind a mask too. All because they want you to be defined by what they define you to be, you know? Because you don't wear a mask, you're just you. And just because of the fact that they look at you through their own skewed views, they don't want to, they don't want to mar up their image the way that they try to fuck yours up. Crazy ass shit. But when you keep walking in your truth, there's nothing that they can do but to face their own image. Really watch their own, like, not even, they need to like focus on their own image and really know what's behind the mask to face themselves, because those are really the ones that really go after the ones that are themselves with no mask, no image to uphold. They just being themselves. But the ones that gotta hide behind the image will spend the buku bucks to stand behind that image and behind the mask, lying to themselves, betraying themselves to make you look like the liar and not you living your life. This is the weirdest of energies to try to decipher, because that's a real look at the mirror. If you come out speaking your truth, living in your truth, being you, right? No mask, no image, just you. It's the motherfuckers that don't like the messenger. They don't even hear the message. But the ones that hide behind the image got to be upheld by other people to hold that image because they're the ones behind the fucking mask. So who's behind the mask? If those that's holding up the image don't even, they're relying on the mask. Do they even know who's behind the mask? If the person that don't even know themselves, but they're the ones that's quick to say that you're the phony one. The one to be yourself. You are not yourself because they don't even know you. But how could they know you if they don't even know themselves behind the mask? That's the craziest part to me. It's like a performative actor, right? The one that they just picking up scripts, the one that's standing next to somebody and absorb their energy. If you're happy and they come to you in a sort of way, then they're not happy, but they just need to hear something. All of a sudden they're happy too, and they'll take that happiness on to another person until they drain out and they go back to their original self, right? It's the improv liar. That's the one that's quick to say, quick to, to speak on what it is, just so that they can keep up with the lie, the tap dance when it comes to bullshit. Yo, do they even want to know who the hell they are behind the mask? If they've been behind the mask for so long and holding up the image, are they even holding up? Are they even the image, or are they the mask? Do they even want to know themselves behind the mask? Or are they just the image that they don't even want to? They don't even care to know themselves because of the fact that the image is so much better than the actual person that they're hiding behind. Because there's three, there's you, there's your true self, there's your outside self, and then there's the one that's behind closed doors. So who is behind closed doors? But the one that's always hiding, the hidden hands, the ones that will stand next to everybody to make it seem like they are everybody. The one that will talk themselves into being invited to tables that, what, in truth, if it was them being them, they wouldn't have no food. It's the one that really has to. The one that really does have to scam and scheme their life to make it look like they have a life in order to stand out as having a life because of the fact that the image that they're holding up really isn't their life. Because the life that they really want is yours, and yours is just with being you. You being you hurts those that has to hide behind the image because they don't know themselves behind the mask. But is that your fucking fault? They chose that. It's all a trick. And they do. But the thing is, no matter how hard, there's always going to be one to a lot of a few that's going to see through a mask. They're going to see through the image. They're going to see through all of it before, the person even realizes they know who the hell they were. Before anybody realizes that they already been known as to who the hell they are. It's like, no, hard energy is energy. Either you carry that shit in your bloodline or you're going to feel it when it comes to the energy that don't fucking like it. They can't hide it. It's just wondering why they want to come back to you. It's like, what is it? What do you want? But at the same time, them coming back to you is already facing themselves as to who they were to you. Because why you here older? That's the whole question. Why you here older? Do you even know type of shit? But those are the same ones that will actually watch you and follow you just to put that visual on you. They got to put that evil on you. It's a career now. It's a profession. It's a profession. Yeah, motherfuckers become professional evil eye throwers. Those are the ones I post that shit. So it's crazy. How you can wake up happy because you're in your brain world still trying to figure out what century it is. And then you get that, that energy hit. Like, damn, somebody ain't like that shit. I just woke up. You light up some incense, whatever was crawling around, you just fucking get rid of it. and you go back to your happy joyous self. The shit. So whoever got the energy back, I feel sorry for them because that wasn't my energy. I ain't choose that for the morning. I ain't choose that for my day. But again, there's no image to uphold. It's just those that gotta do that. Waste their own time. Why would you want to waste your own time giving your energy away like that? Though? And then wonder why your ass is still in the same spot. I don't fucking get this shit. And as much information there is outside when it comes to karma, dharma, balance, healing, it's like some people really do take it at surface level when the depths of what the hell it really means, yo, is the turmoil that they really go through. But then there's that the lust, power, and the greed, yo. The manipulators will use the lust, the power, and the greed to get their way. It's like the ones that gotta manipulate you into bed to get their way, to feed the greed of what they are inside, and they just don't even. Ew. It's like you could play the, yeah, right? You could play the game if you want to, right? It's the, it's stupid. I need to get off of this now. It's like you could sit there and really play the game. This is life. You gotta play the game anyway, right? But there's some people that want to play what the game too. But then those are the ones that dim their own light when it comes to playing their game of life. Because as they're trying to dim your light, as their game, they're draining their own light, trying to drain yours. Because of the light that they're trying to drain is the most highest energy that's flowing through you, right? So at the time that they're sucking out of your energy for their own benefit, they're getting the power of the Most High too, but they're defeating themselves by speaking their evil eye on you. So they're keeping themselves in turmoil, digging their feet in the dirt, not knowing how far they're sinking down themselves, elevating you because it's the balance, right? They got to keep a balance because the intentions of you differs than the ones that's intently trying to destroy you. It's just the same as the videos, yo. The energy that's thrown with the video is going to differ with the energy that's trying to do whatever with the video. Intentions are different. Then they wonder why they got to keep coming back, taking licks. They punching themselves. They hurting themselves. Because then they'll get hit with the copyright infringement. This shit's crazy as hell. Ego, arrogance, and pride really is. It can be your rise or your downfall. But some people don't have humility. It's that, yeah, humility to humanity. Because we're all here to learn how to be human. Yet some people choose not to want to be human by doing some inhumane shit, but then want to stand next to a human and say, "Hey, I'm human." What the fuck? I'm smiling because you smile. I'm happy because you happy. Now let me take some money from you because they spiritually broke. Their heart space is empty, so they only stuck with logic. Wow. So could you imagine your mind? Well, my mind runs 24/7, but with no love in between to grow anything. You need love to grow stuff. Love is in the intent to grow anything. But if they put that love of void into something, that's the reason why they're still feeling that void of nothing. So they're trying to fill nothing with nothing, feeling like something. Ergo, the mask that they hide behind that's being held up by an image. And the only time they got that energy is if anybody recognizes that image. Therefore, the mass stands up, the representative, because the mass got to feed the void. But the void is being fed by the falsehoods of the image and the mass that they stand behind. Where's the love behind the image? Where's the love behind the mask? Where's the love for themselves that's behind the mask? If they're only stuck with logic, because the void is empty, to fill the void with what? Luscious. To fill the void with the quick, fast, and the hurry is the reason why they're still on the sidewalk, drowning in some tears. Yet, it's like I posted a video about the matrix being the womb, right? We come here to learn ourselves again, right? So it's influence that keeps people in the same grounded energy of the lust, power, and greed through the illusions that they live in. But those are the same ones that wonder why they keep choking on the smoke that they keep creating for themselves because they're afraid to stand in front of their mirror to face themselves. But at the same time, they're the ones that can manipulate themselves into keeping themselves in the same hole that they're trying to dig themselves out of. So it makes no sense. It's either you still want to be a crab in the barrel or you want to be the crab in the ocean. That's a fucking choice. No, the most I got you. That was good one. Bye.